Hey players, in this video, we're going to study the game of Ja Morant to help you get better. But first, I have 8, 9, and more workouts for you that I'm giving away for free. All you have to do is subscribe to this channel and then take a screenshot of your subscription, then DM it to @MasonWaters_ on Instagram, and I will send you a bunch of workouts. With all that said, let's go ahead and get started with this film study. The first tip for you players are 3 points right here. So you've got to know what you do well and do that the most. The second is a quote from Phil Beckner, who is a coach I've worked with. He's one of the best trainers in basketball. He trains Damian Lillard and a bunch of other really great players. He said, become great at what you're good at. So in other words, what do you do well? Take what you do well and just become really, really good at that, and don't focus so much on your weaknesses. And then don't try to be a player you're not. If you're terrible at shooting threes, but you're great at driving, be the greatest driver and become at least manageable at threes. If you are an amazing shooter and you knock down 80% of your threes, but you get blocked at the rim every single time you dribble it in, try to play your game where you are shooting as many threes as reasonably possible and avoiding getting into the paint until you get that skill up to where it's just manageable. So for Ja Morant, his elite skills, in my opinion, are speed, attacking the rim, getting downhill fast, and putting pressure on the defense. And we will look at these in the next clips. So right here, and again on the left side from my other videos, you see the different categories within this video. So we've got speed, attacking downhill, collapsing the defense, counter moves, changing speeds, reading coverages, and then more in part 2 of this video. But we're going to see these first couple clips. We'll watch this one full speed against the Blazers. He takes his speed to the advantage. So right here, when he catches the ball, all 5 defenders are in front of him. So because all 5 defenders are in front of him, because look at the Blazers. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I think the other defender somewhere around here. They should stop the ball. But he notices that the defense is not being lazy, turns on the jets, just goes full speed. They don't match up, and he gets a layup. These next couple clips are the same. Look, all 5 defenders are ahead of him. He notices they're not ready. He pushes the ball, and although he does not get to the rim, he makes a defender fall because he's putting pressure on the defense. He's advancing the ball really fast. Makes a defender fall, and then now these 2 defenders right here got to make a decision of who's going to pick up Grayson Allen, and of course he has a good ball fake to Grayson Allen, and that leaves him wide open. All that started with pushing the ball down the floor as fast as he could. This one is just hustle and effort. So they get the ball off of a rebound, I think, or a steal. I can't remember this possession. I cut it off. But look right here. He is even with 1, 2, 3 Portland Trailblazers defenders. Another Blazer is right here, kind of right beside him. But watch him right here. Those first 3 steps in transition, he sprints and just gets ahead of the defense for an easy layup. Now, right here, notice the shot clock of when the ball hits the rim. 21 seconds. An NBA shot clock is 24 seconds. So he got the outlet on here, on this play. You can see it's at 24 right here, the shot clock. He gets the outlet. The defense is not even ready. He has 1 dribble move, and he's at the rim. Now, of course, the defense could be better, but he takes advantage of just using his speed and sprinting, especially when he notices the defense is not ready. So a goal you can have as an individual or as a team as an individual, think if you're a big or you're a shooting guard, think how can I get 2 to 3 easy buckets a game just by sprinting? And then of course a team goal, when you're thinking about your whole team, you should think if our team got 1 to 2 easy buckets a quarter just by sprinting, that would be anywhere from 8 to 16 points a game, if not more, just by sprinting. And then the other points, actually I think, okay, yeah, that's it for that one. All right, so now we're going to move on to attacking downhill. And again, this is based off his strengths. So what he does really well is off of a ball screen, a cut, a dribble move, he gets in a straight line downhill. So look how fast he is attacking off this ball screen. He knows his strengths. So shooters like Steph Curry, Trae Young, me, no, I'm just kidding, not me. But great shooters, when they come off ball screens, they're thinking, all right, what's my strength? At this point, they're thinking my strength is to shoot. So instead of being at their body at this angle, they're thinking, how can I get a shot? But Ja Morant knows his strength is getting downhill and playing fast. So when he comes off ball screens, he is probably looking most of the time to attack the rim hard first and get into the paint fast. And then if the defense is playing way off, he's probably thinking shoot. But look right here. He makes a simple inside-out dribble move. Mikal Bridges on the Suns jumps. And now once he decides to go downhill, he's going from this point to the rim as fast as he can and in a straight line. And then another point right here, notice this. Moving north to south is greater than moving east to west. So when you think east to west, you're thinking as a player, you're moving more from sideline to sideline, whether it be you're doing too many dribble moves and you're just moving side to side, or you're just wasting your time basically. Moving north to south means you are moving from, the top of the key straight to the rim, or from the wing straight to the rim. Moving north to south is greater than east to west, and don't think that you can never move east to west. Sometimes if you're crossing somebody over, you got to move to the right and then you shift back to the left. So I'm not saying never go east-west, but just know going north-south is putting pressure on the defense, and that's better. Okay, so he can attack downhill off of a ball screen. This is a handoff right here and kind of a cut. So when he's able to attack downhill really fast off all these different actions. So here's off the catch, getting in. And what he notices right here, this is a skill that a lot of players do not have. Players watching this, I think a lot of you can add this to your game, is knowing, or I'll say reading the defense before you catch the ball. So I'm guessing Ja Morant, before he catches this ball, he realizes that the defense is not set and there's a big gap for him to drive right here. He sees the floor before he catches the ball. And because of that, he gets downhill immediately, just does one crossover into a floater. So the first tip was on strengths. Now we're going to look at the second tip for you players, and it goes like this. Because Ja Morant is so good at getting into the paint, the defense either collapses into the paint or they play off coverage. So the tip for the player is basically you have to know how the defense wants to guard you, and you've got to have a counter to that. It doesn't have to be elite, but it's just got to be good enough. So his counters and reads to coverages he faces are either a kick out to the perimeter or step backs or mid-range scoring moves. So right there's a kick out. On this, he's got 4 defenders. I'll say 4.5 because you got 1 foot of a defender in the paint. But he's such a good driver. 4.5 defenders collapse into the paint. That means somebody's open on the perimeter, and he makes that pass. Great teamwork right there whenever you can make a pass like that. Same thing here. He's a threat as a drive. So now he has 3 players in the paint. Right here is in the paint is 3 defenders versus 2 offensive players. Tracks the defense into the paint, kicks it out for a 3. Now this one right here, very similar, just a kickback. He's a threat to drive. Roller kind of tags, maybe a reverse tag, I guess you could call it. Offensive player hits the defender right here. 3 defenders in the paint, again, kick out. This is a decision that he's got to make. They're trying to stop him from scoring. So now these other counter moves are this right here. And think about this. As a defender, what you want to do most often, and check with your coach, is you want to take away the best option of the offense and you want to make them do what they're most uncomfortable with. That doesn't mean you're making them do something they're bad at, but just think, what do they do the best? Let's take that away and make them do what they do second best. So for Ja Morant, he's best as a driver. Second best thing he does is pull-ups and shoot. So the defender right here is giving him some good space because he doesn't want to get driven by. So now Ja Morant has developed a skill set where he can create separation in the mid-range and on the perimeter. Like there's a short step back right there, and he can knock down these shots. He's getting better than this every year. There's another step back. And one more point on this clip is, of course, this was a ball screen. So the on-ball defender right here goes under that screen. And look how low the screen is. That's a pretty low screen for the NBA. Defender rolls under that screen. And now as he's rolling under the screen, you can see Ja Morant is open. Another thing, too, is look right here. A lot of players, what you'll do is you will attack off a move like this. A lot of players shoot it from right there where his right foot is. I know it's blocked, but that's a 2-point shot. This is a good IQ basketball play right here because Ja Morant steps back just a couple inches, and now he's got a 3-point shot instead of a 2-point shot. And that was just the step back that we watched a minute ago. So the third tip for players, or the third category for tips, is you've got to be able to play at multiple speeds. Don't be a player who can only play fast. I have seen a lot of really, really good high school players who are just faster than everybody else. But once they get to the college level, everybody's fast and they don't know how to change speeds and play under control. So you don't want to be a player who can only play fast. And like I said, you want to be able to change speeds. So for Ja Morant, he's one of the fastest guards in the NBA. But of course, like I'm saying, he can also slow down and play slow to fast. So we'll watch a couple clips right here. Here's a fake pull-up jumper. So he just kind of does a stutter step at the rim. His hand comes up and his eyes go up to the rim on that fake. Right here is a retreat double crossover. Great move. A lot of y'all practice this move regularly, I'm sure. But he's coming off the ball screen, takes a retreat step, and look at his eyes. His eyes go to the right. His body's kind of opened up to the right, and then he plants and goes past the defender. One other thing, too, when you have a retreat step, watch Danny Green. When Ja Morant, as he's taking this crossover and retreat step, Danny Green's going to jump forward. Watch him. He jumps forward right there. And you know, anytime, you've got to be a quick player to do this. If you're slow, it still doesn't work. But anytime you're a quick player and you see a player kind of jumping at you like Danny Green does right there, that is an opportunity to drive by him. So changing speeds more again, this is like a similar move we saw a second ago. Doesn't really create a wide open bucket, but still does it nonetheless. So hand comes up, eyes to the rim on the fake pull up. Half spin, shot fake, draws a foul. Now we are looking at reading coverages, and this is similar to what we talked about with knowing how the defense is going to guard you, and we've touched on these things before. So it's a side ball screen, side handoff, and you're going to see Ja's defender is going to go under the screen because Ja Morant is better as a driver than a shooter. So the defender's thinking, I'm going to go under. If Ja Morant shoots it, I've got to get around the screen and still contest the shot. But he knows how the defense is guarding him. So what he does is he stops directly behind the screen. A lot of players, a mistake you make is you keep going past the screen. And if you keep going past the screen, then this defender will have a, in other words, like look at the screener right here. He turns, he's basically screening again right here just by turning. He's in the way of the defender. But if you go past the screen, your screener's no longer in your way to make it harder for the defense. So stop directly behind the screener. Here's another one with just a rescreen. So it's a lot of people call this a twist. So look, ball screen, then the screener basically twists around and sets another ball screen. The defender goes under both of them. So defender goes under, and that's what leaves the mid-range shot open. And again, much the same thing right here. So we'll go under the screen right there. Another ball screen right here. Oh no, they were just playing off of him. Even though on this handoff right here between Kyle Anderson, defender goes under the screen. And then right here, defender is just playing off. And of course, Ja Morant makes that shot. So here's another one. Defender goes under, small step back. And don't really think step back like you're doing a step back just to look cool. Think you're stepping back and planting off that inside foot so that you can get behind the three-point line and hit a three-point shot instead of a two-point shot. Because threes are better than twos, especially long twos are the worst shot in basketball. Thank y'all for watching this. I've got part 2 of Ja Morant in the description below. I've got it premiered, so it might not even be released yet, but by the time you're watching this, it'll probably be released. We're talking driving moves, finishing, how to get extra points, and more in the second video. Hope y'all get a chance to watch it. Thank you for watching this. Hope it was helpful, and I'll have more content for you soon.